too. I'll start with Netflix. Mike Murphy, you say buy that thing at 85. Make your case.
Absolutely. Netflix is still a growth company, so they had a quarter where subscriber growth wasn't what the market wanted, so the stock sells off 13% on the news. But remember, they just raised prices, Stuart, and they can still pull that lever again if they need to. People who are using Netflix aren't going to leave Netflix. They're going to stay there, so Netflix can increase revenue, increase earnings per share as they've forecasted. This is a great buying opportunity.
Right, so you say buy on the dip.
Buy on the dip.
Todd Horwitz, are you buying on this dip in Netflix?
I won't be accused of plagiarism, will I? No, I will not be buying on this dip here. I think that, as I've said all along, I think Netflix is really the blockbuster of 2016. Their only hope, in my opinion, is that they get taken over by an Apple or something like that. They will get, if anybody wants to come after them seriously, they will get drilled. They do not have enough money to really compete in this business.
Okay, so I've got one person who says buy the dip. I've got one guy who says don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Lenore Hawkins, you're going to break the tie. Which way do you go?
I'm not touching it. Liz and I were just talking about that the company actually has an awful lot of off-balance sheet debt. And on top of that, the thing that really concerns me is the low switching costs. And you were saying their content, all they are is a pipe for content. It doesn't take much for me to be able to switch over to another guy that provides me even more compelling or as compelling content as Netflix can get.
Well, they are creating their own content now, though, and that's like how
they've got 12
million.
We see from the studios. That's not cheap to do.
But it's not cheap at all. But a lot of no one's switching from Netflix. You talk about competition. Amazon's out there as competition, but Netflix is still gaining new subscribers, both
in the US and international. But the balance sheet is really bad. They've got $12 billion in debt against $1.5 billion in cash.
If you look at any high-growth company, like you could say the same thing about any biotech company out there. There's debt because it's been a growth
industry. So they're valued like a biotech really richly.
Yeah, their valuation is off the charts.
The valuation was off the charts. I think when you look at it now, you look out to the numbers they gave us for 2017, 2018, I think the arguments you guys and Todd are making are 2014 arguments. This is a different company right now.
This is a bubble in search of a pin.
Here we go. Bubble talk.
Yeah, Murphy, they all hate you, but I check the big board. Where are we now? We were down 30-odd points at the open. Now we're down 14. Left-hand side of your screen, mostly in the red. That implies that, I'm trying to do the math here, about 20, more than 20 of the Dow 30 are in the red and they are down. How about the S&P 500? That is down a fraction, 5 points, I should say, down. And Goldman Sachs, they made better profits. They're down about 1%. That's quite a drop there. You've got to look inside the numbers on Goldman to see what's really going on. IBM reported after the bell yesterday. Investors like what they saw. It's up a buck at 161. Yahoo reports later on today. In the walk up to their earnings report, they're down a tiny fraction, 20-odd cents. Higher profits at J&J. The company raised its outlook. The market likes that. Up $1.70, 124. United Health. Better sales in its pharmacy services business, dead flat at 141. I want to get back to the big board. Todd, record highs despite all the negatives out there. This is the question we've posed to everybody on the show for the past week. Why is the market so strong when all around the world you've got chaos and confusion and anxiety? Todd, you answer that one.
Because the money doesn't care. People are searching to get yield on their money, and they're going to go to the strongest spot they can. And right now, it's the United States of America. That's where you want to invest your money, you come here, because everything we do here is better than anywhere else in the world.
I've heard that a lot. And by the way, the Dow it's just gone positive. We were down 37 at the opening bell because some of the Dow stocks are down. And look at us now. We're up 3 points. We're starting to